guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video on the channel. Today we have the Tottenham versus Crystal Palace preview in the Premier League off the back of the international break. So before we get into this, subscribe to the channel. Is this coming out? There's regular game week predictions coming out for the Premier League. We are going to have Champions League predictions coming out, more Tottenham previews. I hope for Europa League predictions just for a general audience that can come in. Carabao Cup predictions, which went quite smoothly last time, so I think you should smack my bell for regular uploads, and when FIFA 20 drops for me, I'm going to try and get some regular content out with that. So yeah, let's get into this preview. Last time out for us, we drew 2-2 with Arsenal, went 2-0 up, and they came back. I think it was a fair result. We absolutely pegged them on the counter-attack because their midfield was just holding back, but they was brilliant against our defence. Our defence is a shambles really. Rose playing left back, I don't know what he was doing. Sanchez playing right back is a different fucking story. I don't know why he's playing right back, I think he's shit. It was good to see Alderweireld and Vertonghen playing again. We've had an okay start, I suppose, apart from Newcastle, which isn't ideal. We're way off the top already. And it is going to be a struggle to get top 4 this season. I think we will, but it's just breaking the barrier at home at the moment with teams going to the stadium for the first time. They're going to be pumped up, proven Newcastle. So we have to go all out. And the advantage in this game, Crystal Palace have been at the new stadium before. They were the first team to go there. We beat them 2-0. Crystal Palace, who last time out, they beat Aston Villa 1-0. Should have been 1-0 really. Grealish got booked for diving, but he didn't dive. But they beat Manchester United at Old Trafford, so that's a big factor, I feel, being away from home against a Big Six club for Palace. Palace are the Big Six slayers. They've beaten every team at their own ground. Most recently, Arsenal, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool, Chelsea. It's just us. But the first 2 games they did lose to Sheffield United, and they drew 0-0 with Everton. But you know, I think they're out the window there. They're on form at the moment, I'd say. So yeah, I don't think they're going to sit back like other teams have against us. I think they're going to come at us, and I think we can counter that. My score, I'm going to give my score now. As I said in the other video, check that out if you haven't, there's an eye up there. I did go with a 2-1 Tottenham win. I think it's going to be tough for us. Palace will want to avenge their loss. We want to get some momentum going. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting game, I think. The last results when we played, we've had a lot of 1-0s to either team. Last time we played it was 2-0. to us. Before that in the FA Cup they won 2-0, and then before that we won 1-0, and we won 1-0 before that, and before that we won 1-0, and before that, I don't know, probably a 1-0. It's always a tight game. Crystal Palace are a decent team when it comes to the top 6, and they've proved it many times, not just against us but against the other 5 big teams. Palace currently sitting 4th, and I think if we win we go above them. I can check it. Yeah, if we win we go above them by a point, so yeah, ideal for me, I'd say. I know some of the team news. I think James Tompkins won't play for them. I think he got sent off. I know Ndombele won't play, Lo Celso won't play, Sessegnon could be back, I'm not really sure. Eric Dyer I think should be back. He had an irritation, so he could be back. And who else is there? Foyth and Walker Peters, so no right back again. So you know, speaking about team news, let's get into my team sheet. You know, it's not hard, but we've just got the same team as last year at the moment. We do have the Champions League against Olympiacos to take into consideration. I think that's on Wednesday. So we have a bit of rest, but I still think there's something to take into consideration considering travel. Here's only Greece, but still away from home in the Champions League. So yeah, this is my team that I'm going to go with. In goal, the usual suspect, Hugo Lloris. In the fullback positions, I'm going to go with Serge Aurier playing. He's played for Ivory Coast and he was on the bench against Arsenal, I believe. And Ben Davies. Ben Davies is back, and I would prioritise Danny Rose for the Champions League. At centre back, Alderweireld and Vertonghen. You know, they can play week in, week out. Vertonghen's not played many games, so he's fit, and Alderweireld is a must-have every game. In front of that, I'm going to go with Winks and Sissoko again, your usual suspects. Yeah, it's a very familiar team, isn't it? Again, fuck's sake, we signed players and they got injured. On the right, left, middle, up front. On the right, I'm going to go with Lamella. I think he will play. On the left, I'm going to go with Son because he likes the game against Crystal Palace. In the middle, I'm going to go with Ericsson because Dele Alli didn't play with England, so he's not really got match fitness. So I'm going to go with Ericsson in the middle. And then, of course, you go with Harry Kane up front, which means you spare Danny Rose for Olympiacos, you spare Lucas Moura, you spare Dele Alli, and, you know, Eric Dyer. So, yeah, we've spared a lot of players. And maybe we might even have Sessegnon and Ndombele for the Champions League game. Which is a big boost, I think. There will be a preview after the Champions League game on Monday, I believe, so subscribe for that. Haha, more plugs. But yeah, what I really expect from the game is, you know, Palace, I don't think they hold back like Newcastle and Aston Villa. I think they're going to come at us, you know, they're not scared when they play the Big Six team. They play good counter-attacking football, so maybe they might sit back, but not as deep, and won't have all their players behind the ball. I think they're going to come at us, and I think they will take the lead, and then go into half time with them 1-0 up, and Poch will wake the fucking team up, and then we will come out and get 2 goals, maybe a 80th plus minute winner. I hope we don't make it 1-0 in the 88th minute with Lucas Moura scoring and doing a Dan James, and then them going and scoring a shit goal with a Lloris error. Lloris hasn't made an error yet, but yeah, I don't really have much to say about this game. Subscribe to the channel for more, I suppose. All that content is coming out, so yeah, you need to subscribe. And hopefully in the next video, the Champions League predictions, where we will predict a result for every game, but we will have the main games on the screen like we do with the previews, like we did with the Carabao Cup. So yeah, to become familiar, subscribe, hit my bell when you subscribe, like the video, comment your score predictions if you want to, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.